Hi there, Kirsten Kloss here with BizDev Weekly, and I'm here with my co-host Chris Hamilton. He's the author of SalesTipAday.com. Thanks very much for joining us, Chris.
Thanks for having me, Kirsten.
And thank you all for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about deal sites and the whole idea of couponing and the craze of things like Groupon and SwarmJam and various other deal sites that are online. There's been a lot of press about this, a lot of horror stories that have come out of companies that have either, in the opinions of clients, fleeced the clients and not delivered, or gone out of business. And more often than not, both actually happened. They went out of business and then the clients lost their money and they had to go find their money through the coupon sites, and everyone was lost. And I think, and Chris, you're going to be able to elaborate on this, but fundamentally, the reason that I believe this is happening is that most companies look at coupons and think that this is a sales driving tool, when actually it's a promotional and list building tool first. And what they're not doing is they're not doing the preparation and the follow-up in order to hold on to that traffic. And essentially, you're looking at massive lists of people. You're talking millions of people that you're able to tap into and get them to look at your product. And if you lose the opportunity by, first of all, only trying to sell a product and then walking away, you're losing that real opportunity, which is to build your own list on the backs and leveraging those large lists. Now, Chris, you wanted to talk a little bit about this, and I think we should probably dig into it a little deeper here. Chris?
Absolutely, Chris. I think you hit the nail on the head, right? It's a small business person who thinks that this is going to be a large amount of money that comes in the door to them, not realizing that these deal sites take such a large portion. So what you do is first of all, you discount your product, your service, your offering. Then what happens is the product sites themselves take a big chunk of that. So you're left with almost nothing behind the scenes. And in fact, you're probably either breaking even or maybe making a little bit of money, but I'll bet you in most cases, you're actually losing money on these deals. And it goes back to your point, Kirsten, is that if you're losing money on a deal, you should be thinking of what's the strategy behind the scenes so that I can actually get this person as a lifelong customer, and how do I bring them in so that I can actually maximize my value against this customer as well and keep them happy and keep them going. And, I think part of what you say, Kirsten, is the lead up is, oh, we're just going to put a coupon out there and people come in. It's great. And then they'll use us. Doesn't work that way. You need to really think about this from start to finish, and finish being, what is the stuff that's going to happen after the scenes? What's going to happen a month from now? What's going to happen 6 months? What's going to happen a year? What's going to happen 6 years from now down the line with what I want to do with these clients? So there's processes that you can use, and there's 3 or 4 things that you can do in conjunction with actually putting a deal out that will maximize or dramatically increase your revenue that you can gain off this stuff. And we're not going to get into it here today. This is, in essence, a service that we offer, that we help companies with to show them how to maximize this stuff. But I'll tell you what, there's lots of cardinal sins that are done based on these sites just giving coupons away. Kirsten?
And you know what? And I don't want to make it sound like deal sites are bad, because they're actually the opposite of bad. When do you have a chance to leverage a list of millions? Where do you have a chance to actually get sales leads delivered to your door? The problem, obviously, we've outlined here is that there's no preparation and follow-up. But once you put a system in place in which to capture those people's names and emails and contact information, and to follow them after they leave, even if they don't leave an email, there's ways you can follow them after they've left your site, or after they've left your registration system, or after you've delivered their product. Those processes, once they're in place, mean that you capture everybody that comes to you. Even if they don't buy your product, you can capture their contact information. And even if they don't use the deals. Now, a lot of people also, they go on deal sites and they don't necessarily buy, and they don't necessarily take up the offer on that deal. They're just not ready. Like they think, oh, cool idea, I'm going to do that one day. Of course, your deal's over, it's done, and then they're off and they forget about it completely. You got to put the systems in place to leverage that massive list and that traffic that comes to your site, and we can help you with that.
Absolutely. I mean, literally, people want to explore and understand. You may have 1,000 people hit your website. Maybe 100 of them take you up on the offer. What happens with the other 900? As we say, we've got a process that will actually get a large portion of those guys and allow you to keep putting your message in front of them. And if you're putting your message in front of them, Could be 2 weeks down the road. It could be a month down the road. It could be a year down the road. But you're actually putting information in front of these people on a regular basis, so that when they want to see what you have or understand what you have and they're ready to buy, click, boom, bang,
and they'll
it's done.
pay full price.
Exactly.
No deals, right?
Exactly.
So, anyways, if you're interested in more information, take the call to action here and find out more. We'd be more than happy to guide you through that process and the back end. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Make sure that you come to newlucid.com. We've got our phone number and contact information on there, and you can get a hold of us that way too.
Thanks. Take care.
Thanks.